Good evening, I'm Jeff Lyons. It is Monday night here, October 27th. Time for the 14First Alert Weather Show at 9 o'clock. I am watching your comments here on the 14 News Facebook page, so if you have one or many, you can put them on there. And we have a special treat tonight. I'm going to try a new thing here. I've got a little, we're going to see a movie. I'm going to show you a short video clip here that will answer a question that was raised last week. So plenty to sit by the fire by here and watch the weather show. Let's start out with what we can expect here, at least in the next few hours, and that's going to be cloudy skies and occasional showers. Still pretty damp out there now. And tomorrow will be mainly cloudy. However, we have another big batch of rain coming in on Wednesday, and that will then kind of leak over into Thursday before we clear out, and we have sunshine and temperatures near 60 for Halloween, for Friday. The radar is finally clear. Of course, we had a long run of rain earlier today when those showers came up from the south and just kind of sat on top of us. The best news here is that all of that has now worked out. That'll give all that rain a chance to kind of soak in before we get our next big dose, and that will come on Wednesday at about 100% chance of rain then. On the look ahead here, you'll see this next system diving in, and we get rain in the front of it, on the top of it, and behind it. So it will have the potential to put down maybe an inch or more of rainfall. Today we picked up, I think, about 7,700s at the airport, maybe closer to an inch at your house. The next thing then will be some clouds returning over the weekend. The rain amounts, at least as forecast here on the GFS model, still coming up at a little over an inch perhaps, and the European was in that same range. And our temperatures are going to stay pretty muted here through the remainder of the week and the weekend. Temperatures now are in the 50s over the entire eastern half of the country here, where we have clouds and had rain earlier today. And that means all of our towns here in the tri-state are basically within a degree or two of each other. We hit 52 today. That's about 13 below the normal high, and we dropped down to 48 this morning, a little bit warmer than the normal low because of the cloud cover and the rain. At 52 makes this the coldest day that we've had so far in the month of October, and we also got that 7,700. So tack on the 6/10 or 600ths we had yesterday and about 8300ths of an inch of rain. That then puts us with nearly an inch and a half of extra rainfall for the month, and 50.51 would make this the ninth wettest October in the last 30 years. Obviously no drought issues here. We can skip right by that one. On Tuesday, tomorrow, we have temperatures back in the upper 50s again. And our next weather maker then already starting to create some rain up across the Dakotas. That's what will be moving in here then on Tuesday night and all day Wednesday and Thursday. It'll take it that long to get all the way through. This hurricane is something else. Melissa, Category 5 right now with maximum winds at 175, still taking aim on Jamaica here, and then we'll move across the eastern edge of Cuba. Just a catastrophic hurricane there at that level, and hitting the island like that, you're going to see a lot of impact there, unfortunately. In that nation, and then across Cuba and on out into the Atlantic Ocean. The hurricane will weaken as it moves out there into the Atlantic, but quite a storm down there, strongest one that I've seen here in quite some time. On our hour by hour, we have clouds coming through and then more rain, as we mentioned. That will get in here and pretty much soak your Wednesday. Not much else going on. After that, we will recover nicely then for Friday. Again, anything you're doing on Wednesday will be rain-soaked, rain-swept until we get to Thursday afternoon when we start to clear out. Our rainfall model, and this is our internal model that we have here just with our software, we are showing about an inch and a half of rainfall in Evansville, maybe a little more in some of the surrounding areas there. So I think the biggest takeaway here is we're going to have a real soaker potentially on Wednesday. And then you see the European bringing some rain perhaps back in Sunday or late Saturday night, and then a few clouds on Sunday and Monday. And let's check its rainfall here. Now this only gets us through to Wednesday, 1.2. So see, it's pretty close to what the GFS was showing as well. So when all the models agree, you're probably going to get some rain out there. 50 tonight, cloudy skies. Tomorrow we will have a high of about 59, and then over the next 7 days we will just stay cool, but at least we dry out then for late Thursday, Friday, and the majority of the weekend should be dry as well. Our temperatures are expecting those to come cooler than normal then for the first week of November, and drier than normal then too. We have a new pet pick tonight thanks to Cheyenne Hammonds. And now that face says it all, especially about all this rain here. That's Athena, and we're going to let Athena glower down on me here while I look at your comments and questions, and then we're going to pull the shades down, turn the lights off, and have a movie here. I have to put on my AV aid glasses here. I used to do that in high school. Okay, let's see here. We have a few comments coming in, so let's get to those. We have Heather Marie watching from Mount Vernon. Wade Johnson, ready for the story. You're the one that asked for it, so we will get that in there for you, Wade. Jeff Miller has 1 4/10 inches of rain so far. My goodness, you're really getting it out there. 1.2 with William Raleigh, who lives here near the station or near Bossy Field. So we definitely have had some rain out there. All right, for Science Corner, now, we've talked about why the leaves change colors, but the question raised last week was, why haven't they changed yet? It seems like we're just kind of, treading water here, that we haven't really gotten any sort of change. Well, I went out to Wesselman Woods on Friday when the weather was still nice, and I talked to Derek Walsh, who's he's in charge out there. He's the director and a naturalist, and actually has studied this at length. So let's hear what he has to say, and then we'll kibitz about that. What's your prediction here on when we'll start to get golds and reds and things?
Yeah, so I think we're probably, I would say, later next week. So what's it, nearing Halloween, we might get some peak foliage for a good night of trick-or-treating.
Well, you think it's going to change that quickly then?
It might. I think over the next few days it might slowly start getting more of that vibrant oranges and reds, and sometime a week from now we might see some pretty flashy colors.
Yeah, why do the leaves change? What happens in them that makes them do that?
Yeah, so in the fall, as the day lengths shorten and as the temperatures cool, the plants stop producing chlorophyll. So if we look back here, actually, here, I'll grab this leaf. This one's fallen off. So a leaf like this, so the chlorophyll helps the plants produce their sugars. It's how they photosynthesize. And so as the days shorten and the temperatures cool, the plants actually stop producing that chlorophyll, which gives the leaves that green pigment. And so without the chlorophyll, the other pigments in the leaves show. So you get these nice yellows, and eventually you get those oranges and reds, and eventually they'll decompose and they'll turn a brown color. So it's the lack of chlorophyll production that aids in that color change.
Okay, so it really has less to do with the weather itself, right? Hot and cold and rain or dry.
So yes, the plants can, they recognize as the days shorten and the temperatures decrease. So it's a factor of the plants being able to recognize that. There also are other factors in play. So precipitation and temperatures can play into that. So if there's a drought, you might get more leaf fall sooner.
Okay, and which will go first, which will go last for color?
For color. So first we'll get some nice kind of subtle yellows shifting into that bright orange. So if you look out for the sugar maples, look out for those maple leaves, they'll turn that vibrant orange color, and we'll start to get some kind of reds in the oaks, and then everything will kind of mute into a brown, and then we'll be deep into fall.
Okay, Derek Walsh, thanks for that. So don't panic, the leaves will change. They always do.
Yes, they will.
They're just a little late this year.
Thank you.
All right, how about that? Another 14 News at 9 streaming show first here. We're showing a little video in there. So I hope that answered the question. It didn't really completely say, well, why are they so late? But a little theory that I've had after talking with Derek is that because we've had so much sun, it's been clear for the last couple of weeks, even with the reduced hours of sunshine, just the sheer fact we maximized it, maybe it stunted that chlorophyll a little bit from from dying off or from, you know, changing into the other chemicals. Just a theory, but now at least we have a little more information there to go on. All right, let's see if we have any more questions. Let's see. I think we pretty well settled everybody's questions out there. Very good. Then I will see you on 14 News tonight at 10 o'clock here. Now let's see, I have to do a little fancy footwork here and make sure this changes the way I anticipate. There we go. I will see you on 14 News at 10, and then I'll be back here, of course, tomorrow on the First Alert Weather Show at 9 o'clock. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe. We'll see you at 10 o'clock.